Today I'm on the banks of the River Thames to do a spot of treasure hunting, or as it's known in the olden days, mudlarking. Now, mudlarking is the act of finding items of value in the muds of a riverbank. It used to be a job for the elderly and the young kids back in Georgian times, and kind of up until the early 1900s actually. To do this, all you need is a pair of eyes, a pair of boots, and in my case, some gloves, because I mean, this used to be a sewer. There is an absolute treasure trove laying across the banks here, and it's up to you to find it. The other term for mudlarking is scavenging. Now, that's not the most romantic word to call it, but there's a scavenger in all of us that loves sorting through the rubbish to find that gem. And I'm convinced there's gems in here, and I've seen them in other people's videos, so I'm hoping to find something of my own today. In fact, what I'm really looking for is a pipe, just an old sailor's pipe. They look like a straw, like a bit of rubbish, but actually they're disposable pipes that the sailors used to use and then just throw away, like one-shot cigarettes basically. When I find one, I'll show you. I've just found all these bones within a square foot of each other. It's pretty crazy to think that they're here, and some of them genuinely could be human bones, because the world we live in right now hasn't always been as structured with disposing of corpses and dead people. And it's very likely that there could easily be human remains right here. You see that? This is a massive bone. Lots of waste has come through the Thames over the hundreds of years that this has been an active trade route. And it's no wonder that you're going to find overlooked bits that are just taken for granted. You're certainly going to pull up some new stuff. Some tourists probably lost this on top of the Millennium Bridge. The legalities of mudlarking are pretty straightforward. The Thames is public property except for the stretch outside the Tower of London, so you can't go mudlarking around there. And you cannot actually dig into the mud or overturn big rocks without a license from the Port of London Authority. So aside from that, you're free to turn over the small rocks, move stuff about, and have a general look for anything that takes your fancy. Mudlarking is a really strange thing to do, because if you're a city person, you don't really want to go and get your hands dirty looking through the mud of the Thames, but it really helps to take you out of that city mode and bring you to nature's level. Does this count as beach combing? Now, we've come quite a distance along the river, and as we're getting further away from the popular areas, I'm beginning to find what I was looking for originally, which are the clay pipes. Now, they should have a bowl on them, but they get broken off. Within the last 10 foot, I've just found 4 pieces of clay pipe that the sailors used to smoke and then discard. These were like old e-cigs that you just couldn't refill. So once you'd finished it, you'd throw it overboard. It would be great to find one with a bowl, so I'm going to have a look, but these are definitely connected to history, recent history, the last couple hundred years. Don't stop, you still rolling? Right, come here, come here. Okay, this is exactly what I was looking for. Here is the bowl of the pipe. So just down there I found some pipe, and now I found the bowl, and essentially this is how they would connect. I mean, you know, somehow like this, but you'd have your tobacco in here and you would smoke it like that. And because they were single use, they would just get discarded. There was hundreds of thousands of them, so there was no point keeping them and having your own pipe. You would just buy a new one. So that concludes my mudlarking adventure down here on the banks of the River Thames. I really recommend anyone comes down here and gives it a try because it's free, it requires no experience, and it brings you down to a level in a bustling city where you're kind of back with nature, however briefly. Now, if you've ever found anything awesome, cool, unexpected in the outdoors, let me know in the comments below. Hit subscribe, like, share, and I will see you next time. I don't want a big gust of wind to just throw me off. I'm really excited. There's a big sense of just awe.